Happy Wednesday. I'm with Tim today. Tim, what's up, man? How we doing?
I'm doing good, man. Living the dream. Living the
Yeah.
dream. And still trying to perform at a high level in the business.
Where are you at right now? I know you kind of nomad, right?
Yeah, we just started the nomad life about officially about a week and a half ago. We're in
Oh,
Charleston, South Carolina, or outside of Charleston, South Carolina right now.
sweet. Nice. Where you
Yeah.
going next?
Next, out west somewhere. We don't really have a plan yet. We're just driving and
That's the way to do
figuring
it.
out. Yeah.
You should go to while you're out that way, go to Savannah, Georgia.
We're actually stopping in Savannah, Georgia to
Oh
see yeah, it's a friend of ours out there,
yeah. Nice.
Cass. We're gonna go
Okay.
see her and spend the day over at her house, barbecue, stuff like that.
That's awesome. Yeah, we were supposed to go down there last earlier in the summer, and then we had to change plans. My father-in-law passed away, this and that, so we ended up not going. But I want to go so bad. It looks gorgeous, just old architecture, all that stuff.
Oh my god. Yeah,
Yeah.
Georgia is beautiful in general. Just the drive out there is like amazing. I grew up out here in South Carolina, so we would go down south, head straight through Georgia, and yeah, Atlanta
Nice.
is pretty cool too.
That's awesome. So you gonna start visiting some of the land you're flipping, or no?
We have been.
Yeah.
The last two properties that one of them we're still working on. The other one was right in our backyard up in Monroe, Maine, where we were at
Hmm.
before. I almost stopped at a property I'm having title issues with,
Hmm.
but just because we've been working on it for so long, but we're kind of on a crunch time. We got two toddlers, so
Yeah.
the less time we could spend driving, the better, even though we live in a bus. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You gotta get bags of dirt, man. Collect
Oh
that
my
dirt.
God. Yeah, I see all your dirt back there,
Yeah.
man. I think
I
it's
got a whole
cool.
bunch I gotta put up. I gotta keep putting more up.
Yeah, I don't know if dirt's the way I want to go, but I want to collect something that I can remember, all of these parcels, because we definitely have touched a couple of cool parcels.
Yeah, yeah. Collect deeds or HUDs or old surveys. That'd be cool
Old
too. If
surveys.
you take
That's a
surveys
good
and make
idea.
like a book of them. Like these are all the deals I did. Here's all the surveys of every deal I did. That'd be cool as shit. To, like show your kids, like, hey, look, this is what Dad did. Here's all the stuff we sold. That'd be cool.
That would be actually that's a really great idea. I came
Yeah.
across a survey from like the late 1800s, early 1900s
Hmm.
yesterday, and it was, yeah, they're pretty cool.
Yeah.
Um,
And some of the stuff they say in there, like oak tree, blah blah blah, like the most random things. Like, dude, it's like that oak tree's like dead, like by 120 years.
Yeah, it's
Like,
absolutely, yeah, just the way even now the way they write deeds, especially in New England, is absolutely nuts.
it's
Um,
crazy. It still feels like it's the 1900s. Some of these like new deeds you read, I'm like, what the hell is this? But
Vince North, the old man farmer's house. Yeah, no, it's
old man of Mr. Oakley's house, whatever. Like it's so random what they choose. But hey, I guess when you're out there and you got to name shit, you just take whatever you can and just do it.
yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
so yeah, man, tell me what you got going on. So your land flipping has been doing good. How have dispositions been? Like,
Dispositions up until now, dispositions have been going great. It's been a pretty slow year. We made most of our money at the beginning of the year, I think.
okay.
Um, those two properties that we had at the beginning of the year were decent size on the back end, and they moved in like 2 days. So we put
Nice.
them on market. They flew off the shelf, both of them, for
I
right
love
at.
when that happens.
So we lucked out with that one. The current one that we're working on right now, we're looking at. Uh, we're projecting a net of about 60 to 65,000.
Sick.
But my agent is like, she sounded great on the phone. She was like up for everything. I laid it all out. Hey, I just need you to walk the property. Tell me what you think, because I'm not from this area. Like, it looks like a great property from the sky, yada yada yada. And she was like, cool. And then like a couple of weeks go by, or like a week goes by, and I'm like, you know what? This property is like half an hour, 45 minutes from my house. Let me just go drive out and check it out. I love the property. So I'm like, okay. I let the realtor slide from walking the property, and then it's just like she's slow rolling it. I gave it to her a month before we go in. I'm like, okay, just set up the droner. And then she comes back to me with, oh, well, I'm going to pay the droner out of pocket. So I don't want to do that till we have a listing agreement. I'm like, no worries at all. I'll have the droner invoice me directly. I want to have everything live before like it to go live the day we close.
Right.
It didn't go live until today, which we closed last Wednesday. And it's like, what's going on? And you're charging me 5%. And I'm like, you're charging me 5%. You're not going to share any commission with anybody else. Like, what's going on? So I have to have that conversation later, because the listing that she put out was just garbage.
Right.
Like 20 photos, but there were like duplicates in there. It just and the listing description was like 2 sentences, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Did you look at her other listings beforehand?
I did. I looked at a couple of them, and they look fine. I don't know. It's like it's the list price is $120,000, so it's not a giant commission for her, but it's not like a $25,000 parcel, you know. So I'm not sure exactly what's going on. So I have to find that out today and see. Okay, well, that's one of the things I wanted to ask you is, like, how do you approach that conversation when somebody's not performing like they should?
I mean, pretty much like, hey, look, you know, I'm hiring you to do this job, right? I'm hiring you to get this listing up, this and that. This does not. Did you give her like some kind of like standards of what you're expecting?
I gave her a brief description. I thought,
okay.
Well, whenever I came into the conversation, she sounded like she was on the ball, right? She told me this is how she does things, and I told her what I expected on my side. So I thought we had it laid out, and then like as the conversation unfolded right before I closed, she would tell me what I wanted to hear, pretty much.
Right.
And then not perform on the back end. And I didn't realize that she wasn't performing on the back end, right? Like with the droner, or even getting the listing agreement to me and getting the thing live.
Yeah. So I would just talk to her and be like, hey, look, I'm looking at your listing. This one does not look like what we talked about. Doesn't look like your other listings. And honestly, it just looks like you didn't really put much effort towards it. I'm not trying to like, you know, be mean or anything like that in this conversation or call you out, but like at the end of the day, a good listing is going to move the property. And if you want to get that commission, I want to get it sold. We got to make this a little bit better. So can we do this? Let's tweak these pictures. Let's change this picture to this. Like, give them the direction you exactly want, and then they can't fuck up, basically. So it's like, here's the description. Upload this. Here's this. Do this. You know, things like that. It's like you got to be stern, but also like they could pull back. That's the whole thing, because they could be like, oh, I don't want to work with this guy. He's a pain in the ass, and then just like not do as much work for you, kind of thing.
That's what I'm worried about.
Yeah, but you know what? At the end of the day, like, you're hiring them to do a job. They're not doing their job good. So it's like that whole thing, hire slow, fire fast kind of thing. Give her exactly what you want. And if she doesn't do it, just say, hey, look, you know, at the end of the day, I need this thing to move. So I'm going to have to list somebody else. So it's like shape up or shape out kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Now, with the listing agreement, how do you, well, not circumvent it, but how do you back out of that if they're not performing?
Because they're not doing their duty that they described they would do, right? So if you just say, hey, look, you had this listed, the way what we agreed on is not the way this thing is listed. You know, like, I told you what I was expecting, and it's not what's happening, kind of thing.
Yeah,
you can get out of it. I mean, all it takes is just like, if you don't want to work with me, that's fine. Like, if you don't want to break it, just I'll call your broker and I'll have them break it. The broker's always going to be like, you know, side with you. So
it's her brokerage.
Okay, well, that makes it even worse because she's that shitty.
Yeah. So,
you know,
I'll have that conversation.
She should do the right thing. At the end of the day, she wants to get paid. You know.
Yeah. I'll just reimburse her for any expenses. I'll tell her straight up. I'll reimburse you for the droner because that's a few $100s. I don't want her to come out of pocket for it. As long as I get the raw footage, then we'll.
Yeah, exactly. So
yeah, that title companies have been like not great lately either.
Where at? What markets?
These are in Maine, but like I was in Blount County, Alabama, Indiana.
That also tracks.
it's And I'll lay it all out. I'll send an email to them and I'll describe everything from the note that my lender is going to hold, who my lender is, all their information, yada yada yada, what I expect on my side, and they don't even read the email. Like we'll get 3
Yeah.
weeks into it, title's already done, and they're like, "Oh, who's doing the loan on it?" My last title company reached out to the seller and said, "Oh, we hear that you're going to hold a note on this," and I'm like, and I'm CC'd on it. I'm like, I'm calling the seller,
Yeah.
and I'm like, "No,"
Lost you for a second.
and this is
Hang
who they are.
on.
You there?
Yeah. I lost you for a second. So yeah, so you called the seller and told them what happened?
Yeah, but I had it all laid out in the email, like prior to engaging with him. It was all in the email. This is who my lender is. This is how much this is how much they're gonna lend on everything. And they
Right.
reach out to the seller, and I'm like, did you not read the email? Like, and we closed a week late because they didn't order. They didn't order the mortgage and deed of trust with the attorney. So
Mhm.
it's, yeah, I that's one thing that I'm having the biggest struggle with is managing all of these third party companies.
Yeah, that is the biggest thing, and it's also like you're always telling them how to do their job, and it's frustrating. It's like this is your job. You should just know how to do it. I don't know why I'm sitting here holding your hand and telling you what to do. Like it's very very frustrating. I know. Title companies are a pain in the ass. I mean, you get good ones. Sometimes you just get a good agent that works for a shitty title company too, and they make things happen. Honestly, that's why, like sometimes I send cookies to title company. Why I a lot of times send cookies to title companies. So, which we're ready. We got to get you set up, by the way. Um, so we send them, and dude, that helps like so much. Especially like if you're going to be working a market a lot, then it's totally worth it. If you're not working it that much, it's not really worth it then. Not sending, it's not worth sending them all the time. But like if it's a title company I'm going to do like 5, 6 deals a year with, they're getting cookies because they just will like bend over backwards for you. But you could even do something like, like, hey, look, I know this title of this deal's been a pain in the ass, this and that. Where can I send pizza to? And call like a local pizza shop and just send it to them. And they'll go above and beyond for you. Like the stupid little things cost you $30, but maybe they'll actually read your emails, you know, stuff like that. Like I find little
Like,
tweaks like that, they do help, they make you stand out and you're just not another, email to look at or whatever the case may be. You're actually like a person. Oh, this guy that sent me pizza. Yeah, let me check out his file, make sure everything's good. We call him if there's an issue, kind of thing. So
yeah, that's, I like that. I've heard you say it before, especially with the pizza cookies. I definitely want to get set up with the cookies. Um, it's the relationship. I think
yeah.
that's one of the shortcomings right now is I'm spread so thin. It's hard to actually build these relationships with some of these people that we're going to work with.
I know that's a struggle all the time, and you just got to pick which are the important ones to really work on.
Yeah.
Because, dude, I have like 5 things I do all the time, like different like businesses, jobs, things like that I do. I coach my daughter's soccer, both my daughter's soccer. I do coaching and everything else, and like countless other things. And it's like, where do I find time to build the other stuff? And it's like, shit, I got to pick and choose. Like people reach out to me in the land space all the time. They're like, hey, try to call me, and I'm like, I just don't have time to talk to people. I can't. It's like very few people that I could like spend time with, and that's pretty much I got to just focus on that. So it's like the same thing. Like you just got to focus on a very few relationships that you can, and once you get them in the bag, then you're good to go, and then you're good. So
I guess one of the questions that I have, and I don't know if you have experience with them, but do you ever use any of the national title companies?
so you can. They're just not creative, right? So they're not going to do any like the little tweaks or differences. Like you know, don't don't think they're going to do which we'll call it like pass-through funding. They're not going to do double closes. They're not going to do any of that stuff.
Okay.
So that's going to be the big thing. And a lot of times too is like they won't do whatchamacallit? They won't do like deeds of trust and things like that. Because if they're national, they might not have an attorney in that state or whatever the case may be. Or they do have an attorney, but whatever. It's not like an attorney in office.
Gotcha.
So yeah, so that's the thing. And like some of these title companies are super slow. And actually, you got to think about this too. Stewart Title, for instance, going to work in Warren County, North Carolina, where everything is manually filed. Like, you know how much like a pain in the ass that is for them, because now they got to go and they got to hire a tasker to go and pull this file, then send it to them, all that. Whereas like a local title company would just send the secretary, hey, go pull this file. And they go down to Warren County's freaking title office and grab all the deeds and everything like that. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like these little nuances you got to look out for. So, yeah, it's tough. They do work. I know. I've used Stewart Title before, and I've used a couple other ones. I'm trying to think of the other ones. First American, I've used them a couple times, and they work. They get the jobs done for the straight, easy deals. It's fine, but it's anything that's going to be like different. No bueno. I do like statewide title companies. Like that's a good thing. If you can find a title company that does the whole state, then you're gold.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah, like Texas, I have a title company that I could give you their recommendation. If you ever work in Texas, Shay, she's awesome. And she does the entire state. They'll do pass-through funding. They'll do everything. Like literally anything you want to do with creative, they do it. So, and that's the entire state of Texas. And a little bit of Oklahoma, I think she does. So like that title company, that's a relationship you build and you stick with.
Absolutely.
So like those are the ones that you focus on.
Absolutely. I also think I need to tighten my bandwidth too. I'm sitting all over the place right now.
Right.
We're kind of testing a lot of the East Coast and Midwest. So I think over the next few months, I'm going to really tighten that down and start remailing a lot more on the East Coast.
I think it's a good idea to maybe have a couple honey holes that you go back to. Yeah. And then like it should be like an 80-20, right? 80% of your work should be in your honey holes and then go 20% out to test new markets, right? Because think about the thing. Yeah, think about all the little things you got to do when you test a market. Find the realtor, find the title company, learn about the land, learn about the little nuances in this area, where it perks, where it doesn't, all the little things like, oh, that area doesn't show flood zone, but it floods there. Got to talk to the locals. They'll tell you things like that you don't know about, right? So those are the hard things to do, like every time you go into a market. So I've done it. I freaking casted a wide net. I sent mail to almost every single state at the same time because like we were doing these little pockets, and I literally took the entire pocket and mailed it. And I look back at like the Google Maps tracker I had. I think I hit almost every like contiguous state in one mailing. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing?
That's crazy. That's nuts.
It was nuts. And honestly, it didn't reap any benefits. I didn't do well on that campaign because I was too wide of a spread. Even though I was micro in my market selection, like I was literally picking like 50 lot, 100 lot subdivisions, things like that. I was so nuanced, but I casted such a wide net, I couldn't like grasp what was coming in. You know what I mean? I didn't like. There's the little nuances when you talk to a seller in Oklahoma versus when you talk to a seller in California versus Washington. You know, so you kind of lose it with those things. So
yeah, 100%. I could definitely see that. I've done a couple of the smaller subdivision mailers, and they just haven't panned out for me. I know some people are great.
They worked for a time, but I don't know what happened. But for some reason, they stopped working right now. You know, I don't know what it was, but
this was a slow year, anyways. From what I understand, I've talked to quite a few people about it.
Yeah,
and the KPIs have been a little bit on the lower side. I'm getting a lot of leads in right now, but it's a lot of junk leads too. We're just now starting the process of manually scrubbing. So we're scrubbing out some of the bad properties, but even still, we're getting really unrealistic numbers coming back.
Yeah.
Over market value a lot of the time.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what the sellers I've had, a lot of them want over market. They want like some numbers that just don't make sense. And I'm like, yeah, this ain't gonna work. And especially now with some of the dispos tightening up a little bit, it takes a little longer to dispo a property in certain markets. That's why it's really big. Market selection is the number one thing.
Yeah.
And yeah, so if you could focus like pick on the markets that are moving fast, pick on the things that are, going faster. You might have a little bit harder of a time for acquisitions, but when you get a property, it's going to move, kind of thing. So that's what I've noticed too. Yeah, a lot of people you talk to want over retail. That's what he's saying. And Brian's saying, yeah, it's true. A lot of people do want over retail. One thing I talked about is that avatar thing, the seller avatars. I don't know if you saw my video 2 weeks ago. Talked about that.
Yeah. No, you're talking about the survey that you put out in the group.
Yeah, and I want more people to fill that out because, like, the reason why is I want to see 2024 what it was. Now, what is it 2025? What's the avatar? It shouldn't change. It should be pretty much the same. But if you're getting crickets, it's maybe because you're not reaching your audience, the right audience.
That's
And
another thing we're working on too. Is rebranding, new website. Get a professional copywriter in to revamp the letter.
Yeah, the letter too. It should be oriented towards the area. So, and that's really difficult, especially like with Rocket Brand, because it is like, especially if you're casting a wide net. But if you could go more like, I know this South Carolina market, and I'm just going to focus heavy on this because I know it, then you could do really well, right? So if you could just hit that market, and just hit it with the right letter that talks to them specifically, and then you hit the right avatar so it talks to that age group as well, you could do really good, right? So this is something I'm testing right now is heavy avatar and heavy on like really like honing in on markets and like attuning my letter to it. So I'm trying to work on that a lot, and I'll see what the results are, but I know it's going to yield me better results and all that stuff because you're talking to the people that are actually selling, right? A lot of people that say, like Brian's saying, a lot of people want over retail. The reason why they want over retail is because everybody has access to Zillow and all that stuff, and they look at what their property is, Zillow saying it's worth or whatever the case may be. Yeah, there's estimates. So they look at that. It's the same thing with houses. You've been in the house space, you know it is.
Yeah,
same thing. Yeah. The difference is we can't tell them their house is covered in cat piss, and that's why it's $100K less. That's the only difference.
That's another of the issues is getting that cost benefit or getting that benefit proposal right to them. This is the value that we offer. This is what I can bring to the table. And the house side, much easier, right? I can take this crap house and turn it into something for a first-time home buyer.
Yep. But
so that's a lot more difficult on the land side.
Yeah, I mean, I usually just sell it as that's what I'm doing. I'm going to build a house on this, and I'm going to sell it to X, Y, and Z buyer, right? That's what I do. I come in, I'm the developer, I do this and that. It's usually what I tell the client that I'm going to do.
Yeah.
So one thing you could do too, and is kind of push that out on your letter. Like, hey, this is what we're doing. We're looking for land. We're not just your everyday land buyer who's going to do whatever. We're going to come in. Our goal is to develop this, and our goal is to put an American family on this land and blah, 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 whatever it is,
Yeah.
So like look up, another thing you could do is like look up the county that you're working. Are they red or blue? Okay. And then talk to them if they're red and talk to them if they're blue, kind of gear your letter towards that. You'd have like 1,000 freaking things from on Rocket Print, but it's okay. That's their job, right?
Yeah. I've actually had a really great success with Rocket Print as far as a company. I'm getting them to do my copywriting now, which we've gone back and forth a couple of times. So I want to see how that works out. It's only a couple $100 for a brand new letter, so I think it'll be worth it.
Who's doing it for you, Taylor?
I don't know who the copywriter is. I'm just going through my rep.
Okay. Yeah, I've worked with them too. For my cleaning business as well, we've been using Rocket Print. They've been fantastic. We do the Everywhere Small Business. We do the retargeting ads. We do postcards. We do the everything through them. They pull the list. They do everything. It's pretty seamless actually.
Yeah.
So
Are you still doing the double window for your land business, or have you shifted at all?
no, so we've been doing first class mail with the hand printed front. So it's like 71 cents a letter. So it costs more. But we've noticed like the reason why I like that is I know it hits like it doesn't hit on the bulk mail days. It hits outside of that. So my letter stands out from 6 other people that are hitting on the bulk mail days, right? The
Really?
handwritten front thing, yeah. So if you send first class, it hits like if I send it Monday, it's getting there by Wednesday or Thursday, whatever the case may be. Right? It's not getting there. So if bulk mail in that area, that zip code is Thursdays, and 7 other land investors are sending mail at the same time, they're all going on Thursday. So it's your company, the next guy's company, the next guy's company, and they're like, well, fuck this, and they just throw them all out. But if you do first class mail, it'll go like if mail's sending out Monday, it's going out, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, wherever, how local it is, it'll hit then. So it's more likely to hit on a non bulk mail day. That's the whole goal.
That's interesting. I didn't know it was only 71 cents too after postage. That's I'll definitely have to look into that. That might be a shift. That might be a good shift.
Yeah, it adds a couple cents per letter. I think it's like 19 cents or 10 cents per letter, something like that. I forget what it is, but it is more. But it's better results because not only that, you get mail tracking. So they'll tell you like you get the return mail, you get all that stuff. So like if that letter goes out and then it gets kicked back, that means nobody else can get a letter to that person. So that's a targeted person you want to hit. So when that first class mail comes back, that's when you go, okay, let me cold call, let me text them, let me do all this stuff.
That's one of the things we did on the house side whenever I was running a team, and it worked. I don't know why I haven't thought of it for the land side.
It's the same thing. You don't think about this stuff. It's like there's a lot of parallels, but there's a lot of differences. So it's like you forget which thing to carry over and which thing not to carry over,
Yeah.
So
and we were doing mostly cold calls then, which we don't do any longer. But yeah, I'm gonna make that shift, I think.
Maybe try it as like a tweak, like
was the QR code that they provide. They provide a QR code
for tracking.
For tracking, and you can track individual people that scan into the QR code, which is nice as far as like a remailer or just reaching out directly. Sorry, my daughter.
Yeah, no, it's okay. That's the whole thing. That's the whole premise behind the Everywhere Small Business thing. So anybody who scans that QR code engages with your letter, then they get their IP address gets tracked, and then they'll get re-engaged with retargeting all the time.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so we do it for the cleaning business because a lot of the stuff is local and whatever. Like it's a good retarget because they're getting hit with door hangers. They're getting hit like we put out door hangers. They're getting hit with that. They're getting hit with the Google ads. They're getting hit with the retargeting ads, YouTube, Facebook, Google, like all different whatever, all this stuff. And then we also hit them with like we'll do leave behinds. We do a whole bunch of things. So they're seeing us everywhere. Then they see our cars driving around. So it's like these fucking people are everywhere. So they just end up hiring us because they see us everywhere, right? It's a little bit different in land because we're not creating that like total ambiance. We're all there all the time. Yeah. But like if you're hitting people and they're scanning the QR code, this is something like watch, see how many people hit that QR code. And if it's a substantial amount, it's worth doing the retargeting ads, right? Because then at that point, they're going to get retargeted on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram, on everything. They're going to get a retargeting ad every time they're searching and doing stuff. It'll be like your little thing, a banner or something like that. So it's it's whatchamacallit. I think it's like, what did I pay? I think it's like $750 a month for that. Up to like
750
yeah,
or
750, and it's up to like, I think it's up to 10,000 mailers a month, and after that, that's when it would go up a little bit more. So, I mean, if you're sending 10,000, add 7.5 cents per letter. You just got to see if it's worth it with how many people are actually scanning the QR codes for the retargeting.
yeah.
So if you're not getting a substantial amount, it's not worth it. But if you are, then it's probably worth it.
Yeah, I'll have to look into it. If I switch to first class, we'll probably drop it from 10,000 a month just to stay in our same expenses that we're going. But I'm gonna take a look at it. I didn't know. Well, they did hit me with the ads of the retargeting campaigns a little while back, but I definitely wasn't in a position.
You could just say I only want Google retargeting too.
Yeah.
Google retargeting. Yes, I found this out the other day.
Okay.
They won't tell you that, but I found this out the other day. So they because they want the whole thing, right?
Yeah.
But you could just say I just want Google, and it's $225 a month versus 700, 750.
Really?
Yeah. So 220, it's cheap, right?
Yeah.
It's not bad at all. 225 added to your letters, it's like nothing. You know, Brittany's gonna be like, "Why the hell did you tell him?" But you know,
everybody. No,
not everybody. The whole group knows. Yeah,
I would like that better than Facebook retargeting and any social media targeting. I've always found them to be the worst leads that come from those platforms. But Google's always been great.
Yeah. Well, anytime they're looking up land or anything like that, that would come up. But anytime they Google anything, it would come up because they're retargeting. Yeah. So it's definitely worth it. Also, too, adding in the avatar. I know you're scrubbing, but add some avatar in there, because if you just take out everybody, even if you just do this one switch, anybody that's below 55, just don't mail them.
Yeah.
Right. And just mail everybody 55 plus. Just see from there, because I think 90% of all transactions that we've tracked, between mine, everybody else's, 90% or more are 55 and up. So it's like, if you just do that one thing, it's like, okay, how much of my list is 55 and below? That could be like 50% of your list or more.
Yeah. No, I believe it too.
So you could
I think the only reason I haven't done that is because I had a seller that was under 55, but it's a little silly because I've heard you say it before, but it would definitely cut costs quite a bit. And
it's not to say you don't mail them. It's maybe pull the data, prep everything like you would normally do. It's just now add this one click. All right, let me test the market. Let me just not mail anybody that's 55 and below, right? Yeah. Take everybody 54 and below out. And that's own the property for less than 5 years, whatever. Or I would do probably, because I would just basically want to skinny up my list in half, right? So the first thing I would do is anybody that had the property for less than 10 years, take them out. Okay, boom. Now that cuts your list in half. And then you weigh it out. Say, okay, if I'm switching to first class mail, did that save me enough money to do the switch to first class mail? Yeah, I'm sending less mail, but my KPIs will be better.
Yeah.
So you get all that, or you cut out for a second?
No, I got the gist of what you're saying.
Yeah.
Starlink. It's failing me right now.
It's good.
No, that's a good point, especially with testing out markets. It's something I'm going to look into. We're still building out all of our systems. So implement too much at once and destroy my VAs. But that one's pretty easy with Land Insights. So
yeah, I mean, you know what the good thing is like, at the end of the day, to get that data, you have to skip trace them, right? To find out their age, you have to skip trace them. So if your goal inevitably is to eventually call or text, you've already had the data skip trace and you already have it.
Right? Oh, I didn't know you had to skip trace them. I thought Land Insights had a filter for that.
For I don't know if it has a filter for age, but it definitely has a filter for how long they've owned the property.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, maybe that's that. Yeah. But age, like how old they are, that's demographics. Usually most data providers don't provide demographics.
Okay.
So any type of demographic you would just pull from there and just say like the big things are out of county, out of state, or out of zip code at least. Usually that's a big one. And then from there you scale up, right? And then just go like how long have they owned it, blah, 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 all the little things. It works really well. So I'm doing one now. I'm going to test it. We'll see what happens for my own sake. I'll spend the money so you guys don't have to, and I'll see what my results are. So
Yeah, I'll definitely look into it. I don't know if I'll filter for age just yet, but it's something that I'll definitely implement at some point. I want
yeah,
to see what the changes I make now produce,
yeah,
but no, it's definitely a good point. I'll be interested to see that survey whenever it comes out for the Avatar 2025.
yeah. I got to get more people to do it. Let me see how many people did it so far to now. I want at least 150 from this year.
Yeah, I've got a few I'll put on there.
Okay, good. Yeah, add them up. Okay. So far, so good. It looks like it's pretty much mostly male. Above 50 and up. 65 and 65 plus is 50%, and then 30% the other way. And then let's see, location, out of county, out of state. Those are the biggest. Purchased, and then how long have they owned it? More than 5 years. If they've owned it for more than 5 years, they're more likely to sell. So even just putting in that one thing, more than 5 years, you're going to do better. That'll easily increase capability.
That's one that I have neglected, but I'm definitely going to implement that because it's something that I've heard Sumner talk about too. And I don't know why I haven't added that in, but I'll add that in today actually, because we have
I mean, it's an easy thing.
yeah, we have a few counties going out, so it's super easy.
Right? It actually costs you less money by doing it.
100%.
Pulling less data. So it's like it's actually a no-brainer thing to do.
Yeah, and I was just thinking it's like one of those it just makes so much sense.
Yeah.
Especially if you're looking at getting a property for 50% of the value. If somebody just bought it, they know what they paid for it, and they probably paid market value 3 years ago for it. So,
Exactly. They know what they paid for it, all that stuff. A lot of time, it's just wasted money if you think about it. We're sending these, sending letters to these people that own the property for 3 years. Like they're not going to sell. They just bought it in like after COVID, and you should basically tailor that every year. So like 5 years this year, 6 years next year, 7 years the year after, because anybody who bought it COVID after pretty much bought it pretty high.
now
So
I'll have to see if they have a filter where you can disregard where you don't cancel out family transfer.
okay.
I think that's one thing that I'd like to keep in is family transfers, that were more recent.
Yeah. Well, so let's look at this again. Purchased. Here, let me just share it so I can show you too. Share screen, entire screen. This guy. So, most of them were purchased. 70%, almost 70% are purchased.
Really, that's surprising. That's actually
it is right. And then the other 30% is inherited. So if I just want to make a skinny mailer, like the tweaks, the levers I would pull are, I mean, mail, that you could do that. I don't really think that's a big tweak, but more towards gearing your letter towards mails, that would definitely help. Age, I would do age, location, purchased, and then how long have they owned it? And then just make sure your offer percentages are above from 45 to 65. So, yeah, you do those through, 3 tweaks and you're good to go. Like 75% of the sellers were not distressed. So, even that, like everybody thinks like distress is the way to go, but like it's not like houses at all.
Yeah.
When you dealt with houses, almost 95% were distressed.
The ones that we bought were distressed.
Exactly.
Even just a junk out. Yeah, and I've only seen distress actually in the past few weeks. Like really big distress, but even then, the distress, like it was substantial stress, but they still wanted over market value.
Yeah.
So,
that's the funny thing. It's like
very weird, very odd. So
I need this money, but I need twice the amount the market is.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Okay, so that's not going to work.
so no, that's interesting. So I'll definitely scrub out for anybody owning less than 5 years. I'll definitely go that route.
Yeah. One thing you could look at too, just to know too, is like look back at the data 5 years ago, right? When you're
Yeah.
going into a market, look back 5 years ago. If it's pretty close to what today's market is, and you're sending a letter for 50% of that, if they bought within 5 years, do you think they're going to say yes to that? Like, definitely not.
Yeah, and there are very few markets that I've seen that have appreciated that much in the past three. I really only go back 3 years, but even 3 to 4 years, it
Yeah.
hasn't appreciated much unless you're in a like outside of a major metro that has a big influx of people.
And we're not in that market. We're not
No,
looking for that.
no,
So
not at
that's
all.
definitely, yeah, exactly. We're doing the opposite.
Yeah,
So yeah, look at that. And it's like, damn, I could probably cut my letter in half or how much I'm sending out. So like,
when
yeah, you could send 10,000 mailers, or you could just say, well, I could send 5,000 and still get a better response rate and increase my KPIs and my
yeah,
costs. So basically your budget goes further because you're cutting out half the slack. Now, it doesn't mean you don't pull that data. It doesn't mean you can't still have it. It just means that you're more targeted on what you're sending. That's all.
yeah. Yeah,
So,
and are you still out of the texting game, or have you tried to implement anything as far as texting? Because that's where I would see that data coming in handy.
so I've actually gone even more archaic than I was before. I've gotten rid of everybody, and it's just me now.
Get out of town.
And yeah, I just want to be just like chill with it right
Yeah,
now for a while. And I don't have anybody. Literally, it's just me. I'm not even using an answering service because I just want to be so selective and pick all my little things. Because I was realizing I'm like I was running this massive like thing, getting it going, and all this stuff, and I'm like, at the end of the day, I every week, couple months, I see my KPIs like my ROAS going down, everything going down, and I'm like, but my profits are pretty much staying not the same, but like close to the same relatively. So it's like, what's the point of doing all this big stuff if I could handle it like small scale and
yeah,
just do a good job? Like the way I look at it now, I could do one deal that makes me $500,000, and then it only takes me like a couple conversations to get that to happen, right? So why would I try to do 50 deals to make $500,000?
oh my
Just
God, yeah,
doesn't make sense.
no,
So I'd rather skinny it down, be selective, do micro instead of macro, and I find it's really hard. It's totally trainable, but I'd rather instead of train somebody to be good at sales, just it takes the same amount of effort for me to just do it,
yeah,
right? So
yeah,
why don't I just
in the short
yeah?
term, yeah,
And for me, I like having the conversations. I like doing that stuff. Spending an hour a day on a couple conversations, it's like why not? It's a good time. So lost you for a second. I'll wait till you come back. There you are.
sorry about that.
No, you're good. You're good.
But what I was saying, yeah, short term, definitely. I mean,
Yeah,
even long term, the deals that we've gotten are fairly sizable,
yeah,
and we only have a few on the board this year, and we're about to break 300K. So
nice. Yeah. So that's the big thing too. It's like, are you doing your acquisitions? Who does your acquisitions?
I do all of the acquisitions right now, which need improvement 100%.
Yeah. Who does your market selection?
My VAs do I'm training my VAs on market selection, but I'm still doing this market selection
Yes.
right now. I have pretty much a bulk list of markets that they can price. They're doing all of my pricing, and we're going over each and every one of them. I'm actually starting to implement something that you implemented a while back, whenever you first started, I think, where I'm going through and I'm comping. I'm comping random properties inside that data set
Yep.
to try and get my numbers a little bit closer to average or below average.
Yep. That's the way to do it. You got to comp them and pretend it's a lead that comes in, and just boom. Would I buy this property? Is it priced right for? Could I just buy this if they called in right now, or do I have to renegotiate? Because if
Yes.
everyone's to renegotiate, then it's like I've overpriced this, right?
Yeah,
So,
which is what I'm seeing right now too.
yeah.
We've just been getting it wrong a little bit. Some of them come in and there's no
Perfect.
negotiation needed. But we've gotten lucky a couple of times where there was additional landlocked property that we could buy to kind
Yeah.
of uh, pad in for the renegotiation. But
Mhm.
yeah, that's a big thing that we're working on right now is really dialing in that pricing.
Yep. Yeah. This kind of, for me to kind of go back, the two things I would definitely not give up are market selection, acquisitions, right? I gave them both up really quickly because I was like, oh, I know what the hell I'm doing, whatever. So I did, gave them up quickly, but then I saw KPIs tank. And it takes 3 to 6 months for you to really see KPIs go down.
100%.
Because,
Yeah.
by the time mail goes out, things come back in. It's like, and the deal's conversion and stuff like that. It's about 6 months. So think about how much time you've lost. Now you got to redo it. And then you lost another 6 months till it's back to normal. So what I do is I like to just sit there and say, okay, what are the two things that are the biggest levers? It's market selection and it's acquisitions. They're the two hardest nuanced things to really teach somebody. The pricing is pretty easy. Take whatever's here, price it about this. Let's test it and see if it makes sense, right? That's easy. Data, easy. Scrubbing, super easy. All that stuff is super easy to teach and super easy to do. Give those away. Let somebody else do that,
Yeah.
right? But the market selection, you want to be in that every day. And the acquisitions, you want to know what's going on. Like that's the pulse of your business, right?
Yeah.
So
100%.
giving that up quickly is hard. Even if you're not the best on the phone, you still have the best intentions on the phone. So I always sit there and just say, okay, I need to do this. Like I need to look at all my stuff. So the reason why I changed is I was talking to somebody and really successful guy. He's done almost 3 million in profit. He did almost 3 million in profit in 2024, and 2025 he's already at 2.5. Right. And I asked him, I said, how'd you do that? How big's your team? And he's like, it's me and one guy. I'm like,
That's
you serious?
wild. Nuts.
He's like, yeah. He's like, I just realized, I'm like, I don't need this huge engine of people. I just need one person to help me with my data sets. And then I just take care of the rest. And that's it. And he's crushing it. And he's like,
Sounds
you
like
should
it.
just do the same thing. And I'm like, yeah, why am I not doing the same thing? I was like, I don't know. Everybody gets in this thing or they want to build this big, beautiful business. But at the end of the day, like, it's not needed. It's like,
Yeah.
Then you got to babysit, all that stuff. Like, I don't know. My cleaning business, different
First
business.
part of it.
Yeah. My cleaning business, different business. I need bodies. I need people to do that stuff, right? I like to go on walkthroughs because I'm selling a product. So I walk in there and I do my walkthroughs. I get belly to belly with people. I talk to them. And what I end up doing is I end up upselling because we sub out work. So I'll get kitchens, I'll get bathrooms, I'll get all this stuff, whatever. I upsell everything. So that's why I go in there. I like doing it. I like talking to clients. And also I've gotten 2 houses that I could potentially flip just from going in and talking to clients.
That's fun.
So it's like, fuck it, why not? That's kind of why I like doing it. Doesn't take that much out of my day, maybe an hour or two. So I love it. But yeah, look at the levers that directly affect your business and just focus on keeping them.
I'm just astounded how many businesses you operate right now. How much you do.
I don't even know how I do it.
That's crazy.
You know what's crazy? And I still work in the union because I still work for company I used to work for, Siemens. I still work for them because I want to get my 20 years in, so I get healthcare for life.
That's
not bad.
Yeah.
I have 2.5 years left. So it's like,
how many hours do you put in with them?
Not much. I go in at like 5. I go in at like 6 or 7, and I stay till like 12 or 1. That's it. But it's like a lot of project managing. So I basically just tell people what to do, all that stuff. So it's like
every other business. Yeah.
Yeah. I leave a lot. So like I left them for a year and a half. I did my own thing, and then they'll call me back. Like they called me back 2 years ago, October. So this is the second year, October. They call me back. They're like, "Do you want to come back?" I'm like, "Not really." And they're like, we'll let you do whatever you want kind of thing. And I was like, sounds good. So I said, I was like, I'm not going to work. I'm going to be home every day by 1. And I'm not whatchamacallit. I'm not like doing stuff, whatever. And they're like, yeah, you come back. That's fine. Just make sure everything's good. Like, okay. So like, I even can't, like, it's kind of whatever, but I got 2.5 more years of that and then I'll be out. But, between that, I coach my daughter's soccer. I'm coaching tonight and just fucking everything else, man. Never ends, but I love it.
It's fun. It's fun. I couldn't imagine just sitting at home watching TV all day. It's not my jam. It's not my jam.
I'll watch maybe like 15 minutes of TV and it's like I'm out.
Yeah. No, I watch it with the kiddos, but whenever I'm watching them, but I'm out. Yep. It's just not interesting. It's so boring. It's so much more boring than actual life.
I know, right? I'd rather be out hiking or doing something fun than watching anything.
Driving across country in a bus, going.
Yeah, exactly. Driving cross country in a bus, nomad style, like that's awesome. Yeah, show us your bus. Let me see your bus.
Oh God. So we're picking out paint right now, so it's Mad Max right now.
Nice. That's total Mad Max.
Yeah. So we did all the work ourselves. Took us about a year. We did it part-time while building this. Mm-hmm. But I would show you the inside, but the kids are going crazy.
I know. Right? I remember I've seen some of the inside. I remember it.
Yeah.
It's awesome, man.
But yeah, it's fun. It's a lot of fun trying to find a place to park a 35-foot school bus in the middle of a city. Went to Boston about a week ago, and yeah, it was madness.
Yeah, that's cool as shit, though. Are you planning to like drive around to pick a spot to settle, or what's the plan here?
My wife right now, she did a plant medicine retreat not too long ago, and she came out of it wanting to start a community. So she's like hell bent on creating this homestead community where people buy in and they have their own economy, and
that's amazing.
Yeah, so it's something that she's building, and we're going to use the land business to find that plot of land, something 100 to 300 acres, probably Midwest somewhere where you can grow some stuff though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so awesome.
That's the goal right now. But other than that, it's just driving around.
Yeah, that's cool. So I've always been thinking about that. I would love to do that exact thing, like have a community, and it's almost like everybody works together, right? Like, hey, you grow the corn, you grow the this, you grow the that. Like everybody works together, and it's all like it's everybody's, right? Hey, you need help harvesting, we'll come over and help you. You come up, help us next week, kind of thing.
Yeah,
like you build your own economy, you build your own thing. Like, why not? That's the way it should be, man. Like that's how little towns kind of got started, and then everything grew up, right?
I didn't think about it like that, but that's exactly how that happens. Yeah.
Yeah. You start a little town, you put a little general store, a little this, a little that, and then you have a little town. And then eventually it's like more people move into that area and they buy into that town, and then it just grows and grows and grows. So, I mean, you're just starting your own little town. Why not, man?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's a great idea. That's why my wife had it. So she's full of those. The bus was her idea. Like,
good for her. That's awesome.
Ride, man. I'm just along for the ride.
Good. That's awesome, man. That's the way to be. It's also good for your kids to see this and just kind of like just travel around. They like learn all this cool shit. And then it's like if they ever do go, I don't know if you're planning to homeschool or if you go to public school, but either way, like if you ever go to public school, they're gonna be the cool kids. Like they know all this crazy stuff, you know?
The cool hippie kids that lived in the school bus. No, I've thought of that too. We're gonna homeschool for a while, but I think we're going to set them up for life with some actual experience in life rather than just growing up in one spot and not really knowing a whole lot. Like I knew nothing getting out of high school. I knew how to add. So I think being able to see the country's different lifestyles, even there's this thing called Harvest Host, $100 a year, but you can stay at all of these cool farms throughout the United States. I think there's like 3,000 or 4,000 farms. Free night stay for the first night, And then after that, it's like $30 or $40. Some of
Wow.
them have hookups and things like that. But we stayed out at an alpaca farm. We stayed at a horse ranch. My daughter learned how to lasso. She took a class in lassoing. Yeah, so
That's so
really
cool.
cool. Like doing it that way is it's just having those experiences as they grow up is one
Yep.
of the things that I'm looking forward to most.
Yep. You can't get that back, man. That young time, that young age, it's like you can't beat it. You know, there's definitely things I love about public school. It's like, you know, all the kids going there, things like that. They build their
Yeah.
friendships, all that stuff. There's definitely little things you love, but I don't think it's the end all be all, right?
Yeah.
There's definitely more to it than that. And just being able to like have them have these cool experiences and do that stuff is better for their life in total. You know,
Oh,
it
absolutely.
really is.
Oh, absolutely. My daughter, she can make friends anywhere she goes, so I don't have to worry for her. But my son, he's the one that I think we're gonna have to socialize and like. Yeah, it's the
Yeah.
worst thing in the world to be the homeschool kid with no social skills. So,
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah, it's funny. I know a lot of guys that were homeschooled, and they're the ones that have these successful businesses now. You know,
isn't that interesting?
yeah, it's very weird. It's like, I mean, he socially was awkward. Like this one guy, my one friend Zach Detmore, socially awkward dude. Like definitely socially awkward. But then as he like got more in with everything, he started a construction business and all this stuff. Crushes it. His business is amazing. He's got a huge following on Instagram and everything like that. And he actually, you ever hear of This Old House? I'm sure you have.
Yeah,
He's going to be the new host.
get out of town, really.
Yep. He did 2
Socially
seasons.
awkward guy,
Yep.
homeschool host of This Old House. That's
Yep.
pretty cool.
He did 2 seasons with them so far, and they just asked him because the one guy, Brian, I think his name is retiring. The redheaded guy, he's
Yeah,
retiring.
he is.
So, yeah, I think he's did like 10 or 15 years with them. So he's going to retire, and they're going to take over.
That's
so,
cool.
Yeah, cool shit. So, and it's just funny. Like, he's like, how would you ever like, you know, I don't know. It's cool. So, yeah, man. All right, I got to run. I got to do some coaching, but yeah,
I appreciate the help, man. Thank you.
definitely, man. Keep me
It was
posted.
great
Let me
to
know
get
how
out.
things change. If you do any of these tweaks, just like let me know because I'm curious how they help.
Absolutely, 100%. Give me
Awesome.
6 months and I'll let you know.
Yeah.
All right, brother.
Good luck,
Hey,
man.
thanks for letting me jump on. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Anytime, bro. Anytime you want to book one, just go ahead and do it. And thanks for being
Absolutely.
flexible. I know I bounced you around a little bit, but
I live in a bus. We got nothing but time. All right, man.
awesome, bro. Later.
Later.